Yes, people, welcome to In Conversations with Ryan J. Matthews. Can I get some noise? Can I get some energy? Can I get some vibes from the audience? That's right. So we are here to celebrate a very, very special occasion. We are celebrating 10 years of Poetic Unity, a whole decade of Poetic Unity. Make some noise for that, please. Please. After 10 years of grinding and grafting, we have had a month-long celebration of the work that has been put in building this poetry community. And then today, you are in for a treat. We are in for a night of insight and inspiration, deep diving into what goes into the creative process, the organization, the charity sector, everything that goes into running Poetic Unity. I'm gonna introduce a very special man to the stage. This man is a Nigerian-British writer. I'm getting, he said he hates biographies. I'm reading his biography, okay? Listen, you listening? Cool. Nigerian-British writer, published author, and award-winning poet. I kept it short and sweet. It was nice. That's a nice bio. I think that, let me read it one more time. Nigerian-British writer, published author, and award-winning poet. Please, let's give a massive round of applause for our host for the evening, none other than Yomi Sode.
Two. Oh gosh, wicked. How's everyone? It's an absolute honor to kind of share this conversation. Even before we kicked it off, we've just had a long chat. I feel like we've just gone through half of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. I think I said it as like, oh, this just feels like a more bigger version of our voice notes that we just do over time, and I feel like it's really dope to have you lot join us in that. I don't know how to introduce this man in a way that you've seen it already, but I'm not going to waste any time. Please make some noise for friend, mentor, poet. This guy eats some granola bars that I'm not even trying to mess with in life. I don't know what he's doing. It's calisthenics, I can't smell it. All that stuff, but he keeps himself in shape all well and well. Please make some noise for one and only Ryan J. Matthews Robinson, otherwise known as Rag CV. Boom, boom. I forget how tall he is as well. This is the motion. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm good. Before we went on stage, I was like, oh, actually, I think I want to sit here. Because it's just kind of like, do you know what I mean? Formation and that, everything just fits. But I like the idea that you're sitting here and I'm sitting here, because what I'm noticing through the years is how, in a way, entwined we are. Like, in terms of your experiences, my experiences, and we're going to look into some of that. And it's Q&A as well, people. We want good questions. We don't want statements and essays. Bear that in mind. So we're going to keep it as that. And I think the number one thing that I mentioned to you before we kicked off, at least as soon as you made your way inside, I was like, I don't really want to talk about Poetic Unity too tough. I'm going to get to it because I feel like a lot of the stuff that you do talk about is Poetic Unity, but it's very rare that people get to know about Ryan. Can we agree to that as well? Wicked. So, all right. Last year, Q4 last year, I decided to have a day where I just didn't want to do any work, right? And I went to a gallery to see some of my friends' work. And in that day of not doing much, I bumped into people that I haven't seen in a long time. And then we met in Brixton. And now you can tell people, it wasn't a granola thingy. What did you have, man? What was it?
It was some like chickpea
See?
thing, you know what I mean? That's yeah.
With water. And I was like, yo, is this you for the whole day? He's like, yeah. I even took a picture. I should have put the picture here. He was so proud as well when he had that in his hand like this. But what I loved about that day was the full circle moment for me where I've always been on the go. And for the one day, I decided to give myself like a rest. Because I'm always moving, I'm always doing stuff. And I thought, you know what, today I'm not going to do any work. I'm just going to appreciate all of today. And it just coincided because we didn't even map that out or plan it. It was just random. And we just like, oh, I'm in Peckham or Brixton. All right, cool, let me Uber. And we just caught up for the best part of an hour. And then we just went on with our evenings. And I want to touch on the idea of rest and what rest looks like for you. But before any of that, I know you're an avid film fan. Christopher Nolan. I don't know how many interviews I've seen that you mentioned this from Time in Life. I know Inception is a big thing. Listen, Poetic Unity wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for Inception. In Inception came Digital Slaves. And off the back of that, in that performance, in comes Poetic Unity. Boom, bam. Hans Zimmer. All of that stuff. Well, folks who know what I'm talking about, who knows, and you know you well. So I thought, you know what better way to kind of kick this into gear than to go to an earlier point in your life. Rosendale Primary School.
I've done his research, yeah.
Thank you very much. This is what my time is here for. Rosendale Primary School. And if we have this kind of film and directorial kind of thing in mind, if you think to that point in primary school, what is an opening scene that you want us to join you in? What and in that opening scene, in terms of how this story for you starts, what music is accompanying that as well? Oh, we're going for it, rude boy. We ain't playing no games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's like, I just want us, if our eyes are closed and if we open our eyes and if we go into this opening scene of your life coming in Rosendale Primary School, what is the one thing that you want us to understand immediately in relation to you, and what music is scoring behind that and why?
Immediately, I'm in the playground playing football. And probably the music that will be in the background be Dizzy Rascal Boy in the Corner.
Nice. Any particular track off the album?
Probably Vexed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or even Stop That. Yeah, Stop That. The hype ones, I like the hype ones. You know what I'm saying? Especially at that age. But I was always in the playground playing football, always around people from young. Yeah. And I actually wanted to be a footballer. Everyone had an injury in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a knee injury in it, like ACL. No, I'm joking. Football and Boy in the Corner. So.
I ain't letting you off the hook that easy. When you think about, because there's quite a thing that you'll pick that situation. There's many things that you touched on in past interviews in relation to what you've experienced in your own, at a younger age, even up until now to a certain degree, if not some of the members in PU as well. But if we go back to that scene specifically, and it is football, is it more freeing time for you where there wasn't as much worries in your landscape at the time, or were there specific things happening where football was the escape or what have you?
I feel like it was freeing. Like football was just like, a lot of guys will say the same thing. I think football was just like the go-to. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like when I was playing football, nothing really mattered other than playing football. And my primary school experience was really good, to be honest. I had a really good experience with primary school. But yeah, football was just, that's what would catch me doing just all playing. The time. Yeah, just playing, bro. And
you've not, listen, I feel like if you was in the deepest desert, if water was what you're searching for, and people were still, like you, and you just imagining something, I will still feel like you'll say Brixton somewhere. I feel like Brixton has never left you. I think it's always journeyed with you over time, wherever you're going, whether you're kind of overseas and you're kind of talking PU, I feel like something that is innate in you. When we were talking about the graft in which you have kind of grown up. Like I DJ'd as well. I still got my vinyls, like grime vinyls from the 2000. Serious. I got the majority, like, I Love You, all that stuff. I have it on vinyl. Played at raves. Even there was a point where we were talking in the voice note, and we were talking about when you had to sell tickets. Yes, you know, the thing is, everyone's got Eventbrite now and life like that. Of a certain old school, I don't know if you're in the audience, but selling tickets, you're getting in the car.
Yeah, different.
These times it was a black punto I was in. You know them puntos as well, like it's like proper aluminium. If you do that, there's a dent. you're driving, and like the thing is, you got to sell 100 tickets or something like that before this event. You're driving from, I don't know, Peckham to like Highgate or somewhere like in Kent just to sell 2 tickets, and you have to now petrol for that situation. I think there's a point in which I want to get at in terms of what that graft was like for you, because I think a lot of it leads to where you're at now, whether it's the networking or the building. Like, would you mind just talking or elaborating on that kind of graft that you had to do growing into kind of like from teenager into like adult? And what was that like for you? Yeah,
like you said, man, back them days, there was no social media. Like, it was literally, you had to go into, you know, selling tickets, flyering. The thing is, we used to go to raves, right? And like, go to the raves to flyer, but we'd like catch the dance like the last hour or something, you know, chat, yeah, cool. And then at the end, we're outside in the cold, just flyering for an event. Still. And a good chance a lot of people ain't gonna buy tickets then either. You're just flyering just for the chance that they might. Do you get what I'm saying? I think the earliest thing I remember though is when I used to DJ and I used to carry a box of vinyls, right? And these vinyls were so heavy, bruv.
Bang.
Like, and I was like, marga. Do you know what I'm saying? Them times there. And I was going on a bus, I didn't have a car like you. You're lucky. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a car. I was on a bus going from, and this is when I lived in Croydon, by the way. So I was going from Croydon to Central. Because I used to DJ at like Trafalgar Square and that.
Yeah.
So when I was DJing up there, man was getting a bus, you know. This box, I'm telling you, this box is like...
Them boxes ain't nice, man.
They ain't nice at all, bro. So yeah, that's my earliest memory, is like getting on a bus, like taking, and I was like 16 at the time, taking a box of vinyls all the way to like Trafalgar Square on a night bus. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was long, bro.
And before I even kind of move on to the more musical side or what have you, I think there's something innate, because we're like neighbors in a sense. Even though we're in South, it's just one bus it takes to the manor on my side. There was a lot of, to a certain degree, mannerisms that we had to grow up with to understand how we're walking into spaces, into rooms, and how you, and a lot of the times, even in our conversations, you talk about like, you know, I will enter a room and I'm the person that you see in and out of those spaces. And I'd like to know a bit more about where that is grown from. Has it always been you in the sense of like not necessarily code switching to a certain thing, but is it always been you innately? Has you grown up over time to be like the person you see here is the person you're going to see there, there?
Yeah, I don't believe in code switching. Like, I've always felt like, you know, one of my biggest things about being authentic. And I used to work in a supermarket, right? I used to work in Co-op. And when I used to work there, I used to chat to everyone. The oldest, you know, white man who might even be racist secretly. Do you know what I'm saying? To the young person. Do you know what I'm saying? Down the road. And like, what I noticed is when I was in that space, I could talk to anybody. I could talk to the wall, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that really like helped me grow my people skills. Do you know what I'm saying? And it also allowed me to be myself confidently, whoever I spoke to. I didn't like change because of someone's like background or something. I was still me.
Yeah.
And I told like the team all the time that at Poetic Unity that just be yourself, man. Like, don't go into a space and then trying to be something you're not. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we've all got layers, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I've got different layers to myself as well, but I don't go into a space feeling like I need to be something for someone else. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm being me. If you don't like it, then see you later, innit?
And speaking, and look, listen, just because we're in convo or whatever, you can react, if you know what I mean. If you like, if you want to click to your guy, if you want to say, yeah, that's me too. 100%, you got the autonomy. Do you know? Don't be like in conversation. Wait to be quiet. No.
Yeah, our events are never quiet. So yeah,
that's fine. So don't let him down. On that note of just being you, Nevi. Oh, make some noise for Nevi as well on like the kind of visual side of life and everything. Nevi, would you mind playing the web link, please, if you can?
What you got for me, man?
Can we have some volume on that? Can we hear what's going on? Whew.
This mountain we call life.
Oof.
Sometimes I slide, even stumble. But even
It's old school, bro.
the realms of bliss, I can't help but stay humble. Cause I know at any time, day or night, winter or summer, the heavens can open up. Leave me soaked, just so I can learn. It takes pain to truly yearn progression. Now that I've learnt this lesson, going into life, getting harsher. I'm losing friends, they're no longer present, they're firmly in the past. They call me bad mind, but I call it rags. I'm barefaced honest, while they're liars, wearing masks, giving a false promise, saying things they couldn't comprehend, because they think it's what you want to hear. And they actually think it's gonna mend the crushing tragedies they've caused? No. But in actuality, they're making it worse, the fools. And as I speak this threatened word, and you hear the thunder fall, just remember all there is that's wonderful, because the devil tries to conquer all. But as long as we stand and believe in God, we're cool, because faith outweighs sin without fail. Just live and learn along the way to avoid hell. Rags, CV, spoken word part 1.
And do you know the thing is? And still stage, you know? It just evolved over time. And then how dare you end off and say rags? 10 years.
You're treacherous still.
10 years or so on a few things. From that clip, do you remember the younger self that you was there? Before that, we had the rapper. You got memories, you got summer days, summer nights. All on YouTube, by the way. You can check these videos out of rapper rags. Do you know what I mean? It's there. I wanna talk about that Ryan right there. Do you remember what was happening in the life of Ryan at that point in time? With the bling in. What, did you see that right in the ear like this?
They're a bit bigger still them times.
All right, this is it. So what was happening at that point in your life that you remember?
I think I was like 25, 4, something like that. I think so anyway. Yeah, I think at that time I really just started to kind of delve into kind of spoken word, what that looks like. I always say like Digital Slaves was the first like spoken word piece that I wrote or released. But like I feel like these were like the early parts of that, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Them times there, I was just like finding myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like in a lot of ways I knew who I was, like I knew like what I stood for, like and what I was on, but like I didn't know what my career path was. I didn't know where I was gonna be. I didn't even think I would be a poet, like anything like that, do you know what I'm saying? So I think in that point I was still working it out, do you know what I'm saying?
And in that sense, do you feel there are still elements of that version of you that's still prevalent now, in which that, because I don't know if you ever look back at this point, this was where I was, because now I think there's a lot, and we talked on this which we'll touch on later, the idea of expectations. But at that point, there's no real, I remember those days for me, like there's no real expectation. Like you just go to an open mic, do a poem, your friends are there, they cheer you on, you go about your business. Now it's almost like the freeness in just doing this is not as there anymore, because there's a lot more pressure. So do you even miss that side of you, or that point in time?
Yeah, them times there you could write so much as well. Like I had so much time to write. I had so much freedom. Yeah. Them times there. Living with my parents, big up my parents in the building as well.
Tight the parents in.
You know what I'm saying? Living at home's good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like big up the people still living at home, stay home, innit? You know what I'm saying? It's good. You get much more freedom to do your thing. So I think that at that point, like I was like really experimenting with my style, like, and I had time to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like even like working at Co-op or like anything I was doing at that point was just like side hustles, innit?
Yeah.
They weren't like taking up too much time. So yeah, I think I was just working things out at them times.
10 years in with Poetic Unity, there's probably a wealth of imagination that you've had as to what you're thinking. Boy, I want this to happen. I want this to happen. And I really want to, before I even talk on Poetic Unity, which we're going to be brief a bit, I want to just speak to you about imagination a bit. As like, if you, the things that you've probably wanted to kind of be like, you know what, in like 20 years time, this is what's going to happen. In like this time, this is what's going to happen. So for me, for instance, I always thought I was going to like, I love the idea of journalism and traveling and documenting different things happening in the world. And when I went to college, Bromley College as well, imagine, listen, Ellsbury Estate, Peckham, I'm getting on a 208. I'm getting on a 208 to go through Lewisham. To get to Blue Story was a real situation for me. So the idea of trekking all that way to get to Bromley to kind of go into media studies and journalism, and you're showing me Excel sheets and numbers and maths, and I'm just like, I just want to learn how to write a story, like. And that was a dream that was crushed for me quite early, because I was like, this is what I want to do. When it comes to you, Poetic Unity aside, I don't want to know about that. In relation to you and your wildest imaginations, what things did you think about to be like, you know what, X amount of years time, this is going to be me. This is what's going to be happening. What was that like for you imagination-wise? What did you think about?
Before or now?
Oh, check you out, the plot twist. Either or, okay. But I don't want PU involved in it. I want you to talk on it. Before, I'm talking about before, when we saw the kind of Diamante in the ear business. What was that like? What did you think, like, X amount of years later, that will be, and now what do you think it's going to be? Secretly,
I think even at that age, I was like, I might still make it as a footballer, you know. Ian Wright started late. I think Ian Wright started at 28, so I was like, I still had a chance at 23. I still might make it, you know what I'm saying? Give me the Sunday League team, Brixton FC or something, you know what I'm saying? But no, football is still, I think, was on my mind them times. But I think, you know what? I feel like above everything, music is my main passion.
Right.
Above poetry. And even I had this conversation with someone the other day. I said, if you watch a movie without music, it's dead.
Yeah.
It is dead, bro. Like, a soundtrack makes a film, bro. I'm saying, like, and that's why, like, I always big up Hans Zimmer when it comes to, like, Nolan movies and that, because he makes such a big difference to the movie. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, when I'm thinking about anything to do in the future, music is always prevalent to me. Music's in my mind, bro. Like, music, and that's why we're doing a lot of, like, spoken word with music now. Like Magiro mentioned, like, I did an album, like, soul lyrical with music, spoken word and music. So, like, for me, like, my future, I don't know what it looks like exactly.
Yeah.
But music is there. Like, music, I listen to music every day, bro. Like, I couldn't go a day without listening to music.
In thinking about and talking about Poetic Unity, there's an ethos that is giving a voice to the voiceless. And within this 10 years, I'm going to reel off some stuff, and I'm sure there's plenty more things. You got your communion, you got poetry in motion, spoken word theatre, BC. Oh, wicked. Should I start that again and you start bigging it up? Safe. Got a communion. Got poetry in motion, which looks, every time I look at it, I'm like, I think it can do this, you know. But then I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to break out this sweat. Got a spoken word theatre. BCA is the Poets Corner. Clean air for the ends. Hold tight the billboard in Peckham and what else as well. Do you know what I mean? This is what's happening. Mandem, let's talk. Perfect. I said this earlier today as well. I've done a good one. I was like, perfect. It was like, and I've recently announced last week George as a patron of Poetic Unity. It's as a round of applause, folks. It's and there's more. There's stuff that I haven't even touched on. There's so much stuff in terms of schools work. There's the work you're doing with publishers. Can you talk a bit about the process? Not, there's that saying Rome wasn't built in a day. All these things take time, but what is the process for you like in relation to that, and also how do you determine the need for what is required? Like, how do you feel like, poetry in motion, we need to actually do this, or Mandem, let's talk, we need to actually do this? So yeah, process. What is that like first to kind of build that? I know you got a team, and also how do you determine the need for a specific initiative that needs to be run?
I'll start with the need. The need is like, we speak to young people on a regular basis, asking them what they need, what they feel like is important to them. Obviously, our team are young as well. Obviously, I'm the youngest. I'm joking, but like the team is young, innit? The team is young, so like they obviously feed into the work that we do and like what we feel like is prevalent for obviously the community at this time. So yeah, it's a lot of talking to young people basically, and making sure that we like listen to what they have to say. You know what I mean? In terms of the process, like, you know what's funny? A lot of people don't see my day. In fact, no one sees my day to day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when I think about it. So like day to day, like I'm literally like on my laptop a lot of the time, bro. Like
It's good to break this down as well, because I think folks don't necessarily understand some of the behind the scenes work. Literally how many emails is sent a day, the responses you get. And I don't know if it's the same thing on your side as well. Like, do you mind just talking about what that day in a life or a week in a life entails before we get to the point of we're in the gyms, we're on this night, we're going to this publisher's place to do this event? What was the background context of a lot of that on your side?
You know what, like at the beginning stages of what we was doing, a lot of it was me going to the spaces and making relationships with these people. So I wouldn't even email. To me, the email thing's a bit dead if you don't know the community or the people that you're going to in the first place. So for example, when I got into a gym to provide poetry and motion, I went to the gym itself and spoke to the manager and said, yo, face to face, this is what I want to do. If I emailed him, he's probably not even gonna listen to it. You know, read it, sorry. Do you get what I'm saying? It'll probably go to junk or whatever. So a lot of the grind in early stages was me going physically to these places, do you know what I'm saying? Whether it was a school, whether it was like a gym, whether it was a venue, do you know what I'm saying? Like I got a funny story about how we got into BCA actually. So big up those who've been around for 10 years, because we used to be at Didi's Bar, make some noise at Didi's Bar, innit? For those who know. That was our first venue for the Poets Corner, innit? And like, big up Manira, because Manira, she's a poet. She used to come to that event and she used to perform. And at the time, she was working at BCA and she was like, yo, like, this venue you've got, you know, you can do better than this basically. I've got a space in Brixton. Like, let's see what we can make happen, innit? So because I built a relationship with Manira, she then took me to BCA, and then obviously I met the people at BCA, and then I kind of like showed them what we're doing. And obviously because I had her word, like had her vouching for me, it was easy to get into the space, you get what I'm saying? And then the rest is history. We've been there for 9 years now. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think building those relationships with people is the key. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so all the work I've done, like I always tell people, the people skills is the best skill I have for me to be able to do the work that I do. Because if you can't do work in this community thing, bro, if you don't know how to talk to people, all people, then you ain't getting nowhere. Do you know what I'm saying? So we've got all different types of people supporting Poetic Unity, people that I thought I may not have spoke to when I was growing up in the ends. You see what I'm saying? But as I got older, you understand that, you know, it's not about that. It's just about people. Everyone's different. And there's allies out there. There's people that can make a difference and take our work to another level. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the behind the scenes, the process really comes to me talking to people as much as possible. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously now, because we've got to a certain level, it's more emailing now. Bare Zoom meetings, bro. Zoom meetings are jarring. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. So jarring, bro. Like, big up anyone who's been on a Zoom meeting. It was good, innit? So it was good. It was good. It was good, especially if people watching his back. Like I'm saying, it was fun. But yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, exactly. It was fun, man. It was fun. But the reason why I'm saying that is because sometimes you're having like 10 Zoom meetings in one day, bro. Back to back. You don't even get time to go toilet. No. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but obviously these things are really important, do you know what I'm saying, in terms of keeping and building relationships with people. So my thing is, bruv, I'll be honest with you, my biggest skill, like I said, is people skills, and my biggest job at Poetic Unity is retaining those relationships and building new ones.
Yeah. There's no I in team. I know there's a point that I was on them voice notes to you. I was just like, dude, you can't stop doing all of this on your own. Like, delegate. Just don't stress yourself out, right? And in saying there's no I in team, that same afternoon we met, and we caught up for the best part of an hour. I left, went about my business. You went about your business, and it was a Friday. And the next day, obviously, Saturday, I've got a workshop. I'm walking. I'm going through updates on my social media, and I see an announcement that you've made. And I stopped. I called you. You didn't answer. But I understood why you didn't answer, because it was a big announcement. And it was an announcement that I think shocked a lot of people that follow you, that are supporting you, that love you and care for you. And it's a tough one to make publicly, especially if it's someone who's so private. And that's one thing that we touched on backstage, was the idea that, and what was mad for me was that Saturday when I was walking to the station, I stopped and I read that and I was like, but I was just talking to you yesterday. And it's mad because we were talking, we were cracking so much jokes. I'm still looking at, how are you going to be running on this and water all day? Like, what's going on? And you're still got the same smile. We're talking about all these different things, but there was something else that was happening that was deeper emotionally for you. And then I had a moment where I was just like, I just want to check that my guy's all right. Because I don't know whether there's a space in which men can share that situation to be like, and as much as I wanted you to talk to me about it, I'm like, oh, of the time that we have, I need to leave here in about 20 minutes. So I would have been opening up this kind of worms, and I can't even support you through that whole process, which was also mad. It's important to touch on it because we talked about it. But when I say there's no I in team, at one point you did feel that team, and then you had to publicly announce the situation, which there's still a team, but there's not a team at the same time. So just to give that space to you in terms of talking about that and talking about that process yourself as well, you know.
You know what, like, and he's talking about Naomi, for those who don't know what he's talking about. So Naomi's my best friend, bruv. Like, she's my people, bruv, like, to the core. I've known her for, how long have I known her for now? 10 years? So, like, sorry, I think it might be 11 years, I can't remember, bruv. Men and time, you get what I'm saying? She would definitely know. But, you know what? The process was kind of mad because me and like Yomi were talking about this upstairs, and I was just like saying to him that I'm a very proud person. Like, some people didn't even know I had a brother. You know what I'm saying? Until recent, like, you know, big up the team. Yeah, surprise. Yeah. Got a whole brother, bro.
And these are folks who are in Poetic Unity, by the way.
Surprise. He's gonna pop out, no joking. But we got Aaron. But like basically, like, me and Naomi spoke about this a lot as well. We was like, I feel like one mistake we made was going public with our relationship anyway, because people put us on a pedestal. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think me and you spoke about this earlier. Like, I don't want to be put on a pedestal for nothing I do. Like, I'm just a human being, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like when you start being public with your relationship or anything you're doing, you're naturally allowing people to come into that. They're then a part of it. Do you get what I'm saying? Whether you like it or not. Obviously, we didn't foresee that our relationship was going to come to an end. But that doesn't, you should always have all the cards ready. Do you know what I'm saying? Just in case.
100%.
So I feel like I didn't like that I was being put on the pedestal. She didn't like it either. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even one of my close people was like, "Raw, this happened." I was like, "Yo, we're just human. Anything can happen at any time." Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that's something I really learned about the situation, is that I didn't realize how many people put me on a pedestal. Please don't, guys. I'm just Ryan, innit? And also, I didn't realize. Also, people really invested into that relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? Which I get it, but also, like, you don't know the behind the scenes. You see it? Like, so I don't invest in no one's relationship because I don't know what's going on with them. Do you get what I'm saying? But I think, like, the key I would say about the whole situation was, and one thing I said to Naomi about it was that we want people to see how relationships are meant to end. You don't need to be a whole rigmarole, some fighting and cussing, and she's still part of Poetic Unity, bro. For life. She can't get out of that. Do you know what I'm saying? We literally just did a retreat on Saturday, bro, where she was running it with me. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's our relationship, innit? We're super close. I think we always will be, to be honest. I hope we always will be. But the process is more about the other people, not really about us, if I'm being honest. But that's partly our fault because we made it public. Bruv, in the future, no public, you know. Never again. Do you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I will say. That's one thing I learned about the process, but
I joked with Ryan. I was just like, if there is ever a soft launch, it'll be like a fingernail or something like that.
With a glove on. So you can't even see what a girl, you don't even know what a girl looks like. It's a glove. Do you get what I'm saying? It might even be Naomi. It could be anyone. You see in a glove, bro, you don't even know who it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Straight.
It's the pedestal thing is important, and I think we can talk on this for ages. But even in that pedestal, I think you set such a precedent that people kind of like feel like they understand certain things of you already. So I'm going to throw it to audience members if you feel like you know Rags a bit, and then he can answer. Top 3 rappers of all time for him. I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna take the first three, and then I'm gonna go to him because we're nearing the wrap up of this segment. But if you're brave enough, whoever's brave enough, are you brave enough? So according to Rags, his top 3 rappers of all time. Don't try to run.
Say all 3,
don't
bro.
run. Oh, don't do that. Don't
just
do
say your
that.
top 3, bro.
Top 3.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
This is Mr. Reed, by the way, just so you know. But yeah, go ahead.
This could end a friendship, by the way. Do you know what I mean? So be mindful what you did. So go on. You're getting adjudicators, people to kind of confirm. Biggie, Kendrick, and who?
Whoever says Drake,
Kendrick, and Drake. I'm going to take one more. Go for it. That's a brave hand that's gone up right there. Drake. Sorry. Drake, Dizzy Rascal, and Biggie. Drake, Dizzy Rascal, Biggie, and then it was Biggie, Kendrick, and Drake. Cool. His top 3 films of all time. Well, definitely. That's there. No, wait. You can only probably do one Christopher Nolan situation also. Is it all? Because he just likes this guy that deep. Jesus Christ. So we got Inception. Listen, folks, if you don't understand, he is tapping his feet. I can feel the vibrations. So Inception, The Great Gatsby, and the Black Panther documentary. Is that it? Can I see that? Yeah? All right. Some of you are going to get nervous now to see the situation. So, where do you want to start? Film or music?
Let's start music. You lot are saying Drake. You lot are crazy, bro.
So,
I'm saying just said Drake, you know.
Your top 3 rappers. Oh, wow. None of them even said the name that I thought they would say.
Which
I just
one?
realized.
Oh, the one we spoke about upstairs?
Yeah.
They don't know about that guy, bro.
Mad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Your top 3. Because I said it off the bat. Because I'm just like, but I don't know if that actually falls in his top 3. Because you've already talked about him.
Yeah.
All right. So, your top 3 rappers of all time.
Big L.
Big L. This was immediately. Well, I said immediately. There was no other person. I just said Big L almost immediately.
If you don't know, do your Googles.
Big L.
Biggie, 100%.
Biggie, 100%. That's 2 Bs.
You know what? The third one is someone who really inspired me a lot in the UK. And I say Gets. Gets though.
Interesting.
Old school Gets though, like, what's happening? What's good, cuz? What's crackling? I'm in the hood blood. Still battling, still trying to push drugs. You know what I'm saying? That was my guy. Like, yeah.
So, Big L, Biggie, Gets. Drake, do you know what I mean?
Drake's not even in my top 20, bro. Like,
Drake's not even in the top. So why so many of them saying Drake? I don't understand.
Yeah. No top 20, bro.
All right, your top.
As if you are.
Your top 3 films.
You lot done better with this one still. Inception, 100%.
Inception.
Interstellar, yeah, I put it in there. Yeah, I throw it in there. And Boys and Hood.
Boom.
Boys and Hood was the first movie that made me cry, bro. First movie that made me cry.
And then, got an icebox where his heart used to be. Oh. No, we're here. I got two more thingies, but it's key. I can't. There's no way I can have this conversation without touching on Grandad. It's funny. I was just watching some clips of Grandad when he was talking about. Is it Yorkshire, the accent? And he was just like,
yeah, cussing
he's
out.
just not on it. He was just not on it. But there was just so much life to Grandad. I don't have any notes other than just to put Grandad there. And I think there are folks who are aware of just how close your Grandad is to you. But there are also audience members here who, one, they might not know who you are, what you do. But in understanding that your Granddad plays a really important role as part of your story. And I don't know if it's just good to hold space for him. And if there's just something that anything that you just might want to share in relation to Granddad for just us to understand, for you to reminisce and remember and laugh at and joke. Do you know what I mean? What is it that pops to mind that you just want to talk to us? What don't we know that you've shared already?
Oh, good question. You know what? Granddad is like, it's strange, man, because remember I said to you earlier, like, music's my main love. Like, that was his main love as well.
Yeah.
And that was our bond, innit? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, when I went to his yard, bro, like, it was red stripe and music. Or rum and music, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, one thing I'll say about Jamaicans, yeah, especially the old school ones, they can cook anything good, bruv. I remember I went there one time, yeah, a man made some sardine thing. I thought, raw, sardine, that's not even me, bruv. The seasoning man put in it may taste like the best food I've ever had in my life, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? That it just tastes, I was like, I like sardines now. You see it? Do you know what I'm saying? I went back to my yard, had it was dead. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, sardine might not be for me still. But my granddad, like, he was just someone that could do anything, bruv, in my opinion. He was like, in terms of like, the thing about him was he's very like, his way or if it ain't going his way, he ain't happy about it, innit? He's going to tell you about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of my confidence and a lot of my, like, I guess my brazenness comes from him. And obviously the music side comes from him 100%. So I feel like he's a big reason why I'm even here, bro. Like, along with my parents, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they've had a big part in my life, do you know what I'm saying? And even like, I speak about this a lot growing up in like Brixton and Tulse Hill. Like, all of my friends, bro, like, none of them had their dad around, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? And I just want to pick up my dad quickly as well, because he was like the black dad for the ends, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he was the like Mandem's dad, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? He doesn't know that.
Applause for dad.
But he was the dad for the ends, bro. Like, and like, the thing is, like, to have those two role models, like, constantly in my life, bro, like, that's priceless. Two men as well, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, two black men in my life to look up to and be like, this is the way to move. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how they look after their family. They've always been about family, both of them. I feel like that was a really important thing for me to see. And again, I work with a lot of young people that don't have their dad around. Do you get what I'm saying? And again, like I said, I grew up with a lot of my mandem that had no dad around. So I feel like I've got to pay homage to both of them, because I feel like, to me, like, both of them played a big part in different ways. Like, my dad was like the role model in the yard and like the grafting and whatnot. The graft I get from my dad, 100%. But like, my granddad was like the music, and also the charm. Like, my granddad's a charmer, you know. My granddad could charm anybody. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a charm. I see him talk to some woman. I'm like, yo, grandma, what about grandma? You know what I'm saying? Like, mind yourself, granddad. You know what I'm saying? Because, but one thing about granddad, you can't tell him nothing, you know. Ask dad, he will tell you. If even my dad tries to say something to me, he ain't listening. He's doing his own thing. So, yeah, but now, big up granddad. I feel like he's one of the main reasons why I got into the work that I got into, because of our relationship, obviously, because my grandma had Alzheimer's as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, that led into us getting into that work. But I feel like I'm like his walking legacy almost. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still. That's why it's so important as well. That's why I always talk. Like I said this to Aicha the other day. Make sure you say Robinson, you know, because that's my granddad's name. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the legacy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the Robinson thing, that I'm the last one to have it. My brother hasn't got that name. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm carrying that name I got that name from my granddad, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, granddad, this is for me, our connection, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? And when I went back to Yard, I went to Yard, like, for the English people in here, it's Jamaica. When I went back to Jamaica, sorry, I'm inclusivity, you know what I'm saying? And to people watching as well.
Equality, yeah.
Yeah, equality, you know. When I went back to Jamaica, yeah, I got to see where my granddad grew up, innit? Yeah. And I saw where my great-grandparents were buried. And like, when I went there, I said this to Naomi as well, like, because obviously Naomi's Jamaican too, and we speak about Jamaica a lot. And it just felt super spiritual, bruv, going back there, like. And when I was there, like, some people will know this, I met my great-great-uncle, my granddad's uncle. He was 102, bruv, at the time. And it's like he died 2 weeks after I went there. So it's almost like I was meant to meet him. You see it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He outlived my granddad, bro. That's my granddad's. You see it?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, going back to Jamaica, like, and seeing that and like feeling that connection, And also, you know, everyone here knows I love London, innit? But also made me realize why people want to leave London too, because there's a deeper connection with where you're from originally. You see it? Do you get what I'm saying? But Brixton, South London, you know, it's our own country. You know what I'm saying? You see it? But no, like going back to Yade, it was a big, I always will say that. But no, going back to Jamaica was like a real spiritual journey for me. And it's funny because me and Naomi spoke about this. I went big up Magira. I went to Canada with Magira and Letitia as part of a Poetic Unity trip. And I remember when I came back from there, I remember Naomi saying to me like, oh, like I feel like, I bet I can guess what's your favorite like trip or holiday or whatever. And she said Canada. I was like, nah, it's Jamaica, bro. Jamaica was different, bro. Like the spirituality on that trip was a mad thing. Canada was sick as well, but the Jamaica trip was like, and going with Naomi and her mum, like I got to see the real Jamaica, not this stay in a hotel thing. Do you get what I'm saying? We got to go see the real and be with the real people. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously go to see where my granddad and that grew up. So I feel like that played a big part as well in terms of like where I'm at now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like understanding like where I'm from. If you don't know where you're from, you don't know where you're going, as they say.
When we're talking about legacy, I don't want to make it corny, like. When we're talking about legacy, like, how do you like feel? And if it, and let's go back to the scene. If we're looking at this as like, you know, if we're talking not necessarily end credits, but if we're talking like that kind of like we're in this scene of this film, what does it look like for you? Because and there's two ways actually. Actually, can you answer that one first? What does legacy look like to you as a scene? What springs to mind in a film or something along those lines? And there's something else I want to ask you, and then I'm going to shut up and we're done.
You know what's mad? Yeah, I'm going to go back to Inception in it a little bit. Yeah.
Guy loves this film.
Yes, no,
DiCaprio somewhere be like, yo, dude, thank you very much.
Yeah, he should be, especially Hans Zimmer. But you know what? I don't know if anyone's seen the movie, but there's that bit when on a plane, yeah, where they feel like, you know, they've accomplished the goal. Like they've done the thing where they put the idea in a man's mind and it's stuck in it in his head. And then that Hans Zimmer music just comes on and they're all looking around to like say, yo, we made it. That's how I feel, bro. You know what I'm saying?
My last point, and I think it's something that we stumbled on in the voice note yesterday. I think everything that we said, we might do it. Let's see how it goes. We actually done it, which is mad. Yesterday we talked about the hard knocks, the graft in life. You know, our parents probably went through so much hardship so that we didn't necessarily have to go through those hardships. You know, even as a parent now, I went through what I went through, and now my boy, and I'm like, oh, what do you want for lunch? This guy's talking Pizza Express. I'm like, oh, guys, slow down. Slow. This is like normal language to him when I'm just used to like crunching out and like orange juice. Do you know what I mean? Like, let me feed you water, yeah? How about that? And this is where we couldn't actually have an answer. Yeah. If we're thinking about legacy, is the idea that the work that you do, the work that is spread in the community, the work that is there for young black people, young black adults to prosper in the community, go into the rooms and feel very much seen, and all of these things, the graft that you've gone through to go to get to that. There was a point where we, in the voice note, where we talked about, boy, that hardship, they might not even know what's going on. They might not even recognize the hardships of that. Like, and what is that balance that we don't necessarily want to kind of spoil the situation of what that kind of next generation community has to face. But at the same time, you don't want them to go through what you went through. And if we're thinking about legacy, how do you instill, listen, you're going to go into that room mainly because of what we've created, but I still need you to understand that this is not an easy path. And I think part of legacy is ensuring that you know that, okay, cool, this path is not necessarily the easiest, but how do I ensure the graft and the grit in order to go forward? And like, what does that look like for you? How do you feel for PU and for the up and coming poets who join, and for the current poets that are here, that they get to understand that, listen, yes, I have it a bit easy, and I need to understand this harder side of things to come as well.
It's such a difficult one, bro, because I mean, you're talking about it in relation to your son as well. It's like you don't want your son to go through the stuff we went through and the ends and that, but then you don't want it to become spoiled either.
No.
And I guess like with the poets and young people that I work with, it's like they don't. Obviously, I'm 37 now. You get what I'm saying? Like, so if you're,
why was that laugh so hard?
You know what? You know why though? You know why? Hey, Yomi. You know why they said damn? Because I look so young, like it's mad, isn't it?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
That was a laugh.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
People backstage like, who's that?
Yeah.
That's go on.
Literally the other day, someone was like, look, 21. I was like, my G.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, it's 28 still. 28. I'll take it. Cool, but nah, I feel like it's so difficult, bro. Like, and I think one thing about me is like when I'm working with young people now, obviously there's young people I'm working with who are on road. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's a whole different side of things, isn't it? But also there's young people that even like part of the team that maybe have been on road before, so they get that side of it, but they don't necessarily get the grafting side of it. Like one thing I always tell people is that they don't see the hours you put in behind the scenes. They just come to the event, enjoyment. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what they come to do. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I do that on purpose. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to create a space where people can come and enjoy themselves. But I feel like anyone who's out there who really wants to do this thing, you've got to do things that you don't necessarily like.
There's a reality to it.
There's a reality to that.
In Nigeria, there's a poetry night and there's an open mic night. You perform your poem and afterwards you have to stay still while the audience members give feedback on your poem. Me and Caleb was sat in it. Me and Caleb Femi was sat there. And this lady, she finished her poem about love. This guy afterwards, she just stood still and the guy in the audience was like, what do you know about love? What do you know about love? What do you know about love? And me and Caleb was just like, yo. And the poet had to, I've been booed off stage. I've had to go on stage as a poet and everyone else, when that's poetry, was walking to go to the toilet to buy drinks. You have to let people know that you're in that room. And I don't feel like if people were to go through that now in 2025, they wouldn't even know how to deal. And this is the kind of stuff we're talking on, is that people don't necessarily understand the kind of rooms that we've worked.
Bro, we come from the era of Eddie Murphy Raw, bruv. That's the generation we're coming from, listening that stuff.
It's almost like a luxury that people will sit in a space and hear poetry, because there was a point where people were, we got a poet, and man are walking to the toilet.
Facts.
And they're going outside. People are talking while you're doing your poetry. People are laughing while you're doing your poems. And you have to grit and work through that. And I guess this is part of what I don't think you necessarily have an answer to, but you don't necessarily need to. But it's still a legacy in which has been created because the room is being carved for that to happen. And I think that's part of what adds to this journey as we go, is there's no closure to it. But as a collective, it's important that we understand what that ilk is from in order to know where we're going, right? Folks, how are we? Are we all right? Please make some big noise for Ryan J. Matthews Robinson. I close this in asking, how are you and how are you feeling? How present do you feel?
I'm hearing it. Not joking. Nah, man, it's you know what? I'm kind of viewing it as a whole, because obviously we're doing 9 events across 12 days for the 10-year anniversary. And I feel like I'm gonna need time to process this whole thing, bruv. It's mad. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's just crazy, bro. Even like talking about it now, sometimes it feels a bit surreal. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily feel like I'm even present sometimes. But I feel like I'm going to need to process to kind of really work out, like, Rob, what is this thing? Because one thing I said to everybody that I've been speaking to about the 10 years is that I really want to enjoy these events. Do you get what I'm saying? I big up the man them as well. And the other day, after an event, we was playing tag, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, just randomly, we started playing tag. And like I was saying to Temi the other day, I was talking to her about that, and I was just saying to her that that's the type of stuff I'm on. I just want joy, bruv. Like, I want, whatever we're doing, I realize for me, I'm just a big kid. Do you get what I'm saying? Even with the calisthenics thing, that's just a big kick. I'm on bars, bro, like monkey bars, running, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's just a kid thing, you know what I'm saying? So I think, I just want joy, bruv. Wherever joy is at, find me. That's it.
All right. We have swapped sides. I've got questions here. The first question, these are jokes as well. When are you going to run for Prime Minister / Mayor of Brixton?
Mayor of Brixton, yeah. You know what, like politics is a mad thing still. I'd rather fight it from the outside in. Did you get it?
That's such a poet response as well.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather fight from the outside in.
A lot of people inside, they get stunted, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And then they start following because they have to, kind of, you know what I mean? Not because they actually want to, you know? So I feel like the thing that we've created, of Poetic Unity, is more powerful, having more impacts than I could have if I was in a political position. Do you get me? Because I'm actually in the community, whereas these politicians pretend to be. You see it, in my opinion. Catch on camera. Yeah, say nothing. At me.
Did you ever feel like giving up? And actually, because I don't want no short Ryan response. Did you? Because I think at some points there are those moments where you're just like, this is very long. I know personally, I can speak on. I've had multiple rejections when I've thought this is the one. Yeah, this poem's going to be it. Nothing happens. This is the result I'm looking for. Nothing happens. Shortlisted for this once, twice, 3 times. None of them you get. And then I have to write another book. Do you know what I mean? Like I have to, where do I muster something from to go again? And I don't know how many people in the audience are just like, you go through this and then there's another thing that hits you again. And then where do you get it from to go again? You can't tell me. I swear I would dash this mic, not like young Bane the other day that dashed the bottle through in the thingy. I will. If you're telling me there wasn't a point that you felt like this is long, when you felt like in Poetic Unity, for all the people that are kind of looking up to you to do this work, that you're just like, this is long, but I can't tell them. I have to hold it. Now, I want to know, did you feel like giving up? When did you feel like this is actually really long?
I've never felt like giving up.
I'll swear to you, I will chase you out of this. I will fight you.
No, I'm being so serious.
I will, like.
You know what's funny, yeah?
Yeah, I want to know.
Now, you know what's funny? Again, I was supposed to tell me about this the other day. And I was saying to her, like, the thing about Poetic Unity, the reason why I've never felt like giving up is because it brings me so much joy. Like, it makes my life better, bro. As much as I'm bringing joy to other people's lives, it makes my life better. Do you get what I'm saying? So, as much as there's times where things are, I don't know, can be a bit boring or can be quite tedious at times because
I think it's those tedious times I want to know.
Yeah, the Zoom meetings, I told you, bro, the 10 Zoom meetings back to back. And I was actually talking, they're not here at the moment, but I was talking to one of the people that I have a lot of Zoom meetings with. And she's like, oh, I follow you out of me. I was like, I did. She loves a meeting. I'm like, big man, it's all right. We can text. But what I'm saying is, yeah, I'll be honest, those things, I'm tedious about those. Obviously, meetings are important, but I think I want to do the work, innit? I'm not here to chat. I'm here to do. Do you see it? So I think that's my thing. I feel there's a lot of people that talk a lot, but I'm just here about doing stuff, bro. I want to be out here doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? So that has been annoying. Like, I'm not going to lie. But that's a big part of the work I have to do. I have to be part of that tedious process. It's never made me want to quit, but it's definitely made me be like, yo, big man, like, I'm not going to make the Zoom meeting and just say I've got a cold or something, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's jarring. Like,
and I guess there's something that, it's weird as well, because I don't know if you have a similar thing, but there's this thing of there's something that you're working towards. I don't know if you guys have seen a picture of the 2 people digging. Yeah. There's one person that the gold is there, and the one that turns the back and walks out. I'm like, oh, guy, if you just don't want,
you would have been in, yeah.
You would have been in that whole situation.
Facts, yeah.
And I guess it's kind of like that. Like, there's something apparently that we're working towards that we don't know.
Yeah.
But along the way, this thing happens, that kind of spurs you on just a little bit. And if that's the joy, I guess that probably is it, that kind of keeps you going. And I guess it's a question for you, but I suppose it's something for all of us in this space as well, just to be like, we're working towards something that's the unknown, but we just have to trust the process and working towards it.
Oh, by the way, someone said to me the other day, like, you got mad tenacity. I never really heard that before, and I was like, yo, safe, yeah, I hear it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, cool.
Spiritual journey. Do you have a type of faith base and a spiritual sense in the wake up in every day and going? The training is one thing, the motivation is one thing, but what is your connection with spirituality, and what is that like?
You know what? I'm not religious, but in terms of spirituality, I would say, again, big up Naomi. Like she took me on a journey, bro. She does like a lot of like meditation and things like that. That obviously opens up that side of you, which I never really experienced before. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like going through that was definitely like a wake up call for me in terms of where I want to be on my own spiritual journey. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like, you know what? It's like, you know when people say like they're vegan, but they're not really vegan? I don't want to say I'm spiritual, but you see it. Now, and by the way, I don't say I'm vegan, I'm plant-based. Someone said, you know, vegan, that means you don't even wear leather, bro. If you're vegan, you don't wear leather either. Like, it's a mad thing. There's a lot of things to be vegan. But what I'm saying is, the spiritual thing similar to me. I don't like saying I'm spiritual because there's so much layers to that. Do you get what I'm saying? And to me, I feel like it's a bit of a false pretense. A lot of people say it because it sounds nice. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I understand myself and understand that I'm energy. Do you know what I'm saying? That's me. Like, that's all of us. We're all energy source. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm on a spiritual journey, but I don't know where that's taken me yet, if that makes sense. And I feel like having people around me like Naomi and other people like that has definitely helped me though.
Sacrifices in this journey, which is it the same as? No, it's not. It's not. When you think about the journey up to this point, what sacrifices have you kind of endured along the way to get these results? So for me, when my boy took his first steps, I missed those moments because I'm at a gig. So I see the video of those moments. Those little things, it hits you over time where you're just like, these monumental moments where you want to be here, you're missing it, but you're working towards something to make this holistically something amazing and great. But you sire those moments as well. So you spoke about the behind the scenes of stuff. But there were also sacrifices that some people might not even understand, that you don't even get, that what happened to me, what I've had to kind of put behind in order for what you see here. Do you recall any sacrifices personally, just that some folks might not understand, that you've had to kind of endure?
You know what's mad? Like, the first like few years of Poetic Unity, maybe like 6-7 years, I don't even know how long it was. Man didn't even leave the country, bro. Because I put all my P's into Poetic Unity. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing that a lot of people don't necessarily see, is that the first 2-3 years, man lost money, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? I put my own P's in. And that's why I say to people, anyone who wants to invest in themselves, you have to, that's not just time, it's money as well. It's both. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? I don't deserve a holiday right now. I've got things to do. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Holiday will come when it comes. You see it? So I definitely sacrificed on traveling. Like, I probably only started really traveling properly again. I mean, I went Jamaica, but again, big up Naomi. She paid for me to go to Jamaica, bro. That was a gift. More, I couldn't afford that at the time. Big man, I couldn't afford it. Jamaica's teeth. You know what I'm saying? For those who have been, do you get what I'm saying? It ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is like, it's probably only the last 2 or 3 years, maybe 2 years actually. And the wickedest thing is, I'm traveling because of Poetic Unity. We're going Canada, we're going LA. Like, do you know what I'm saying? We're going to these places because PU is going worldwide. Yeah. You see it? So Brixton to the world, you already know. You know what I'm saying?
In that as well, friendships come into that as well, I think.
Yeah, 100.
In writing these poems or whatever it is, I've lost touch with a lot of close friends that I grew up with and going out with. And the times where they're going out, I'm not going out because I'm building this. What your friendship circles did you feel that lesson? Like, in terms of what your vision was? Or was that like, or have your friends just been with you? I got friends who can't stand poetry, to be fair.
Yeah, same,
like,
bro.
What, you're still doing it? Cool. I'm there. I'm there for you, though.
Yeah.
I ain't there for anything else. I'm there for you.
Facts.
And I'm still there with them. You know what I mean? But I've also lost friends, and I've grown distant from friends that I still miss. Do you know what I mean? I miss them badly, but life is what life is. Does that fall in line with stuff as well in relation to this?
Yes or no. I feel like I said, man, I grew up in ends, and I feel like some man them that I know from ends still have the same ends mentality. I'm out of that now. Do you see what I'm saying? So I feel like some people that I grew up with, and if I see them as love, I don't really want to be around like that now because we're on a different path. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like my close people, I have them around me, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like some of them are here. As I mentioned Naomi, like there's other people as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So it hasn't affected my relationships I have now. But the past ones, it's more of we're on different waves. Not just about the poetry thing either. It's not just our poetries, they don't like it. It's that, yo, some man are still on road, bruv. You see it? Like, come on, bruv, we're 30 something now. So I'm saying.
Oh, by the way, just to go back, because you gave the translation or breakdown of Yard to the English people, you should do P's as well before they're thinking Jamie Oliver, bro.
Oh, P's money is money.
Well done. Okay, cool. Just continuity as we're moving on.
That's crazy.
Inspirations behind some of your poetic inspirations in terms of you when you're writing your poems. Not even who comes to mind, but what kind of, where do you pull from in order to write the work? I know if I hear Inception one more time, I know how we got to Digital Slaves. We ain't going there. But when you think about the other pieces of work, like where do you pull from to kind of create these poems?
You know what's funny? Like, I mean, me and George the poet, having this conversation the other day, like he was the first poet I listened to when I was like, yo, like this guy is from ends. Like I relate to this brother. Do you know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know poetry could be that like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like when I first heard him, it definitely opened man's eyes to what poetry and spoken word can be. You feel me? So it's actually a proper full circle moment that he's a patron now. It's crazy. But like in general, like when I'm writing poetry, bruv, it's always music, bro. Music's the one that inspires
Do you
me.
write to music?
Yeah.
Yo, I used to write. I can't write to music anymore.
Serious?
I can't write with music playing. It jars me now. I used to write with people like rappers doing all their thing, singers, all that stuff. Now, do you know what happens? I'm listening to like ambient sound, fire cracking, water.
Oh, you got one of them ones?
I'm like waves, listening to the wind, rude boy.
Trying to go sleep.
Listening to trains. I'm like, this is the life, because it's just so, this is a different space. I'm like, what did I turn into? What's going on?
Yeah.
I used to be writing with drum and bass in the background. Like, I was like, this was life. Now it's like.
You know what it is? Like, for me, it's like, my thing's more film scores, like similar to what you said about Inception, yeah, but like, it's not Inception, but just in saying in general, like when I watch a movie, more time I'll get inspired by like hearing a score in a movie. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'll be like, yo, what is this? Like, I give you an example, like Arrival, yeah, the film Arrival. Whoever seen that film? That film's cold, bro.
Big film.
And there's a bit of music in that film with strings.
Yeah.
Megara knows what I'm talking about. He's already locked in. But like when you hear that, bro, I just feel something. And for me, when I write, I have to feel. That's why this poem was. You say the video I showed you guys. It was so difficult to write that poem because, bruv, how do I sum up 10 years in 3 minutes? First things first. And also, secondly, I hate writing because I have to write. I want to write because I want to write. But I had a deadline for this, innit? Like, my team said, yo, you need to write the poem. I was like, yo, this is long, bruv. Like, and I don't like writing like that. I like writing because I feel something. Yeah. So I had to find something for me to write that, if that makes sense. I can't just write for no reason. Like, there has to be, it's a real feeling, a real energy for me.
Yeah, in the same way I write to scores. Underground Railroad is a really good score. It's incredible. It's the same composer that done Succession. Okay. I can't remember his name now, but he's a really good composer. We've got 2 more, and then everyone can kind of like, everyone good, by the way? Is everyone all right? Oh, wicked. This is all good. Okay, look, relax. I'm coming. You try to break this boundary and like I might want to send it out for like a couple of people to talk or to ask something. How did you create your systems in dealing with admin, liaison, bookings to support the business? Systems to make things process easier. This is really good. I like this question because big up whoever asked that question as well, because the idea is there's the poetry, right? People just see the poet, go on stage, do your thing, da-da-da-da-da. The best part of my days is on emails and it's business. Yo, and not only, for the most part, I have like 2 days in a week where I can either write, for the majority of mannerism was written on 2 days. Thursday, Fridays for the best part of 2 years. Because everything else was how it is. When it comes to the system side of things, not many people understand payment, invoicing. Do you know what I mean? Like these key things are really important in terms of the business side of things. What is that like to kind of park the poetry to one side and bring in the business, the funding, the trustees, the board members, the patron? Like, this ain't poetry talk anymore. This is the charity, building a charity, getting that in and getting it registered. What do people need to understand who might be looking to build a business and be founders of something going forward?
It's such a loaded question, bro. You know what's mad? Yeah. So I started Poetic Unity with no business acumen in it. Like I literally went college for business and failed, bro. Big up John Ruskin College, innit? Yeah, like I'm here now, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? But I failed in John Ruskin College, and I remember like I never felt like I wanted to run a business, innit? It wasn't that. Like I just think that the reason why I got to understand it is because I asked bare questions. So again, this goes back to me meeting and connecting with people. I met bare people through Poetic Unity when I first started. And again, I just started asking, what are they doing? Like, you know, how can we connect, whatever. Do you know what I mean? I remember I met a guy called Sule, big up Sule. And like, he connected me to an organization called Community Suffolk, who is still going now, big up to them as well. And there's a guy called Victor. I always talk about Victor. Victor is so important to Poetic Unity, bro. Like, he's not even here right now, but he's around, innit? Big up Victor. And Victor's like, was so like important to me because when I first met him, he was the only black guy that worked in this organization as well, which was criminal at the time anyway. But like, yeah, he was working there and he was like, yo, like anything you want to know about starting a charity, come to me. Do you get me? I've got you. Like he saw what I was trying to do. He saw the passion. And also like, he was going above and beyond, bruv. Like as an organization, all they're meant to do is give you a little bit of advice. He was writing stuff for me, bruv. Like in the charity language. You see it?
There is a charity.
There's a very charity language, like, trust me, it's a whole new world, bro. Like, I'm still understanding it now. But anyway, like, so he like really played a big part of me. And also when I asked him questions, he was so patient with man. You know, sometimes you ask people questions and they're like, they don't even really want to answer. They're just answering because they kind of have to answer. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel like it's a genuine thing. This guy was super genuine in like how he wanted to help me. And like, for like, I'll fit the first 2 or 3 years, any question, boy, I'm like, yo, big man, you're saying Victor, quick one though. Yeah. Meeting, yeah, that can wait for a sec. But let me just ask you this quickly. You see what I'm saying? Like, he was just there, bruv. Like, and I guess my point, what I'm saying is, we all need help, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? We need to lean into people that can help us. Because I didn't know nothing about charities, bro. I didn't even know nothing about business. Do you know what I'm saying? But I say this earlier, like, asking questions, you have to want to know. It's not some quick overnight thing. And that's a lot of people, when I first started Poetic Unity, yeah, enough people, I don't even think they're even in this room because this was time ago, will come to me and say, like, how did you start it? Like, wanted to start their own thing because they've seen like a little bit of like success with what we was doing. And then I remember someone saying this to me the other day, it's like, yo, how many of these have lasted 10 years? Most of them don't even last a year, bro.
So true. Because
they don't do the work behind, it's the foundation you need to build. Do you get what I'm saying? And even before like I had any team, bruv, I weren't getting no team on my side until I could pay them properly, bro. Yeah. So until I had that set, I would just do it myself. And how many people are willing to do things themselves? Yeah. How many people are willing to work 7 days a week? How many people are willing not to go on holiday for 7 years? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, bro. I can probably count on one hand. The people I know who've made that sacrifice. And I guess anyone in this room, especially younger people, like who are thinking about doing anything like this, there's a big sacrifice that comes with it. Like,
mate,
100%. And if you're not willing to for that sacrifice, then just jump on someone else's thing, because it's easier. I'll be honest, bro. Like if it's easy. Like if I were to jump on someone else's thing, just pay me to do poetry. It's actually a lot easier than, because the thing is, another thing I'll say as well is this type of work.
Why is he coming for us?
I'm coming for Binta and Aicha particularly. But like, nah, I'll be honest, bro. You see this work here. This work is very lonely, innit? You can have a team,
and this is
they don't, because none of my team understand what I actually do.
Yeah.
They see the premise, but they don't see the person understands the most, probably Temi, because Temi does very similar work to me. Do you get what I'm saying? So she understands it more than anyone else that I know personally. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that's really important to have as well. People that around you that fully get what you're going through. Not they want to care, because people want to care, that's calm. But if you don't get it, I can't really talk to you about it. You see it?
And I think we're going to round up with my last question, because Ash is giving me that eye.
Ash is giving me the eye.
You can like round up now. This is what I've been wanting in terms of the I and not the we that you just touched on, is how lonely this can be. Even though you have people supporting you, this is a very lonely situation if you're choosing to kind of go this path. My last thing, and I'm gonna leave you be, boy. I'm gonna leave you be. I got a new washing machine. I'm so excited to kind of see what's going on. Oh, it's sick. It's got this kind of Wi-Fi connection thing. Like I can just set up.
That's when you know you're getting older, guys.
I know.
You're excited about these small things.
I'm so excited. I'm so gassed about it. I'm like, what? This is life. So I can't wait to kind of like ping, 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 ping,
crazy,
do your thing. Is there a question that you wish that you're asked that you're never asked? That you want to talk about it? You'd be like, people, they didn't talk about it and ask me this. I really want to talk about it. No one ever gets to talk to me about it or ask me it. Is there something along those lines for you?
That's a hard question. I don't know if there's one specific question. I think one thing I will say is people that are around me don't ask me enough questions. And what I mean by that is, when I say that is, I remember when I was younger, yeah, and when I first started Poetic Unity, bruv, what they say, the genius asks questions, you know. Do you get me? Because for you to get the knowledge, you have to ask questions. So I feel like, just a general day to day, I don't think people will come into me as much as they should, in whatever capacity that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to learn more, because it's a weird one. I don't know if people want to. I don't know what direction people are going in. Everyone's in a different realm. But I feel like people like me and you got so much knowledge to give that I feel like sometimes people think we haven't got the time to answer questions. Do you get what I'm saying? We haven't got the time to give, but we always got time. It's just about making that time. It might not be that day. Right. It might be a week. It might be 2 weeks. It might be a month. Yeah. But utilize the knowledge, because that's what happens too much with the elders, bro. The knowledge don't get passed down. Yeah. You see it? Yeah. And then when the knowledge don't get passed down, we then wonder why the generation's lost.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm here to pass down knowledge. Anyone who wants knowledge, I'm here for it. And I'm still learning, bro. Like, so much to learn. I'm still asking bare questions. Ask anyone who knows me, like, that are in like a different realm to me. Like, there's some people in here who are funders and what. Ask them bare questions, bro. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? They're in a different place to me. I don't understand everything they're doing. So I want to know.
And that is a fitting way to round up. Please make some noise for Ryan J. Matthews Robinson, founder and CEO of Poetic Unity.